What would you do if you found yourself stranded on a deserted island with nothing but your wits to rely on? Imagine the waves crash on the sandy shore as you stand alone, surrounded by nothing but nature's raw beauty and silence. It's a scenario that has been played out in countless novels and films, but what if it were to happen to you in reality? Without the comfort of modern conveniences, the importance of survival skills becomes crystal clear. The ability to find shelter, source water, locate food, and ensure safety are the difference between life and death. These are the skills that our ancestors relied on, and they are skills that we too should understand and appreciate. But fear not, for these skills are not as daunting as they may seem. In fact, they can be broken down into simple, manageable strategies. Today you will learn simple, step-by-step survival strategies that could save your life. First things first, you need to find or create a shelter. It's your primary defense against the elements. Picture this. The sun has set, the temperature has dropped, and you're all alone on a deserted island. You need a safe place to rest and sleep, a haven from the unpredictable night. Natural shelter options can be caves or overhangs, but remember to check for any signs of existing inhabitants. The last thing you want is to wake up next to a family of skunks. If natural shelters aren't available, it's time to get creative. Fallen branches, palm fronds, and even large leaves can be your building blocks. Start by laying a sturdy branch between two trees as your ridgepole, then lean smaller branches against it. Cover this skeletal structure with leaves or fronds for insulation, and voila! You've constructed a basic lean-to. With a shelter in place, you've taken your first step towards survival. Next, let's talk about water. It's a vital resource that your body can't survive without. Now, you might be surrounded by the sea, but remember, salt water is a no-go. Drinking it will only dehydrate you quicker. The trick is to find fresh water, and there are a couple of ways to do this. One method is to collect rainwater. Nature might just provide what you need. You can use large leaves, shells, or any hollow items to capture and store the rain. Alternatively, consider digging a well near the coastal line. As you dig, fresh water will start to seep in from the ground. However, no matter how you source your water, it's crucial to purify it before drinking. Boil the water if you can, or use a purification tablet if you have one. Remember, safety first, even in survival situations. Securing a water source drastically increases your chance of survival. Now that you have shelter and water, your next priority is food. On a deserted island, your food options may be limited, but they're far from non-existent. The ocean, for instance, is a bountiful source of nutrition. Fishing can provide a steady supply of protein. Whether you fashion a spear from a sturdy branch or create a makeshift fishing rod, the sea is your supermarket. But don't overlook the land. Many islands are home to small game. If you're patient and stealthy, you might be able to catch a rabbit or a lizard. Remember, though, this isn't a game of strength, but of strategy. You'll need to craft traps and snares, which requires a bit more ingenuity. The island's vegetation can also offer sustenance. However, you must be careful here. Not all plants are edible, and some can be harmful or even fatal if consumed. To stay safe, stick to what you know is edible. Coconuts, for instance, are usually a safe bet. They provide hydration, nutrition, and even materials for crafting. Regardless of where your food comes from, it's crucial to prepare it properly. Raw seafood or undercooked meat can make you sick, and a bout of food poisoning is the last thing you need in a survival situation. Food is your fuel, and now you know how to source it. With these strategies in hand, you're one step closer to thriving on a deserted island. Finally, let's discuss safety and how to signal for rescue. Being stranded on a deserted island can be challenging, but by taking the right precautions and using your wits, you can ensure your safety. Firstly, remember that you're not alone on the island. It's home to many creatures, some of which could pose a threat. Always keep a safe distance from wildlife and respect their habitat. If you encounter any dangerous animals, remain calm and back away slowly. Maintaining a fire is another crucial safety measure that serves two purposes. It not only keeps you warm during those chilly island nights, but it also keeps potential predators at bay. So, always ensure you have enough dry wood to keep the fire burning. Now let's talk about signaling for rescue. If you're lucky enough to have a flare, use it wisely. However, if you don't, creating a smoke signal is your next best bet. Generate smoke by adding green leaves or branches to your fire. The smoke will rise and be visible from afar, alerting potential rescuers to your location. Another effective way to signal for help is by creating an SOS message. Use rocks, logs, or anything that stands out against the sand to form the letters SOS. This internationally recognized distress signal can be seen from the sky and might just save your life. Knowing how to stay safe and signal for rescue completes your basic survival toolkit. So, to recap, if you ever find yourself stranded on a deserted island, remember these key points. Find shelter to protect you from the elements. Source water, your most vital life-sustaining resource. Forage for food, focusing on what's abundant and safe to eat. Prioritize safety, avoiding unnecessary risks. And lastly, work on your rescue plan, using signals and markers to attract attention. Remember, survival is all about staying calm, focused, and using your resources wisely. Now, you're better prepared for the unexpected.